Hey, what's going on, guys? Money Making Joey back here doing another video. Now, there was a video that I released on my channel a few days ago where it spoke about, everything new that's going on with Lyft, and is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Now, while I was out driving over the weekend, I decided to take some screenshots because a lot of you know, if you've been checking out my videos over the last few weeks, I've really been doing a lot of multi-apping. Typically, I am not a fan of driving on the Lyft platform. I like to really keep it on Uber, but I don't know. While I've actually been multi-apping, really giving the Lyft platform a good chance over these last few weeks, I don't know. It might actually be something about it that will probably even make me want to multi-app when we're not in slow season. I might even try this over the summertime and test it and see how it kind of works for the earnings. So I do have a couple of things that I do want to speak to you guys about, and we're going to go over. Now, in the previous video that we did, we fully spoke about, priority mode, so I don't want to kind of get into that. But in the screenshot that you guys currently see on the screen, there was a period that lasted just about 2.5 hours, and this was on January 25th, where I did drive on the Lyft platform, and I was using the feature priority mode. Now, I don't know if these numbers that they're estimating are, kind of true, because I kind of feel like even when you're not using priority mode, the system could be busy. But basically, what they're saying here, in those 2.5 hours just about that I was on the Lyft platform, I made $48.47. And they're estimating that if I had just did it regular and I was not in priority mode, I would have made only $29.25. And this is even with them skimming just a tad bit off of the trip, where I'm not making originally what I used to, but it's just a tad bit less since, of course, I am in priority mode. So not really sure about that there. Now, I did want to speak just a tad bit about the new changes that they've made within the Lyft platform, where I kind of do like this, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really do, think that Uber should kind of pull something out like this, but I am not sure that they're going to do so. Now, I like this due to the fact that we can kind of now see where the money is going. And I want to kind of talk about this and break this down with you guys, because I really believe that when we fully look at these numbers, we can kind of, as a community, really have a discussion on how things can be tweaked and changed so that the drivers could actually be able to really make a little bit more money without digging too much in Lyft's pocket, I guess you could say, so to speak. Because just looking over these numbers, I kind of saw something that, was a tad bit funny. But let's go ahead and break down, this screenshot here. This was the week of January 22nd, 2024, ending on January 28th. Now, this is just in the Lyft platform alone. Now, when you go into the weekly breakdown, you no longer see the full amount of time go on the platform, but the screen before this inside of the platform, you do still get to see the amount of time that you are on the app. So for this week, I was actually not, well, I was going to say I was on the app, but I was booked 6.5 hours. I did a total of 100 and just about 102 miles, and this was with 23 rides. Now, my total payout on here was $162. Now, we can see up here that the total amount that the passengers paid was $344.36. Now, when we get into the breakdown here, I believe that's a tad bit under 50%, like 48, 47%, something like that. I'm just doing the math off the top of my head. That is deducted, that I actually got. It's around 47% of what the passenger paid that I received for these rides. Now, the remainder of the money, like I mentioned to you guys previously, is really interesting to see where that money is going, because the first category that we have is estimated external fees, which the biggest number that we see here, like the taxes and government fees, which they took out, which was $19. I am perfectly fine with that. It is what it is. I know we're going to be taxed and hit by the government. That's cool. But now, when we get into the second to last chunk of the money, because as far as Lyft goes, Lyft's fee of this $344 was actually only $89.69. So when you think about the percentage of $344, which is $89.69, it's actually quite low. So if we look at the next biggest expense, which is $83.04, this money went to commercial auto insurance and other expenses. Now, the other screenshots that I have here, because I clicked on it and I was very interested to see, this full breakdown here. So if we click on it and we see the insurance, to comply with local regulations in most regions, Lyft maintains the commercial auto policy, blah, 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 $1 million, blah, blah. We already know that as drivers. Now, there's a portion of that $83 that also goes to other expenses, which is payments to third-party rideshare related expenses, such as payment processing and hosting fees. I am not sure what their actual hosting fees are or could be, but just as someone that sells on eBay as well, the payment processing fee, I'll let you guys know, for anyone out there that doesn't know this, your typical payment processing fee is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. So we could kind of factor those mathematics into the $344 that the customer actually paid. So when we consider those numbers, I'm going to let you guys know, it's in my all honest belief that there is it's not the full $83, but it's a very large chunk of the $83 that somehow, some way is actually going to like Allstate, Liberty Mutual to hold this insurance policy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If any one of you out there watching this video has ever had to deal with a claim through this insurance policy, it's completely BS. You're more beneficial on holding your own commercial policy if they're taking this much of the pie. And I'm actually, because you know what, I could get deep on this topic. What I will do is I'm going to make a video, give me a couple days, but I'll make a video specifically dedicated to the rideshare insurance. And we're going to come back, to these actual numbers here. And this screenshot that you guys see right here was an explanation of the Lyft fee, which, the amount collected by Lyft to maintain the platform, invest in grow ridership, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But if we look at this $89, that's cool. The only thing, going back to what I mentioned prior, that I have a concern with is this large amount going out to commercial auto. Because I already know the other expenses, which is like the payment processing. Now, they did say hosting as well. I don't really think that could be that much. Again, I'm going to stick with the belief, and you guys can let me know down in the comments on how much of this $83 really went to Allstate or Liberty Mutual. This is definitely going to be a discussion that needs to be had amongst us drivers. It's going to be very important. Get down in the comments. You guys need to let me know what you guys think about it, so that way, we can have a discussion on it. So I'm going to leave this video here. And if you guys have found value from this video, do definitely go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, do definitely go ahead and get subscribed to the channel. Money Making Joey, I'm out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one.